Hey, what is up, you guys? It's Dustin, and I am back with another video. How are you doing, Nick?
I am doing great. It is New Year's Eve. People are outside doing fireworks already.
Yeah, it's loud here.
It is. They're doing like mortars.
Yeah,
it's great.
It's very loud. I wonder whose mailbox is going to suffer from this. But I wanted to come on here, and I wanted to recount some of my favorite dramas from this past year, seeing as this year has been kind of like hectic for a lot of different people.
There's been a lot of drama going on for sure.
There has. Now, before I get into that, I did want to touch just briefly on James Charles, because apparently he and his brother that he hasn't spoken to in 2+ years, in this article that came out this past summer, right? He said that. Apparently, they were all together for his Christmas party, girl.
Family mending?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not surprised because they're family, but that his brother didn't speak to him for 2 years and moved back across the country.
See, I was always tied on it because in one vein, it's like, why would he say that? Because that makes him look very bad.
Guilty.
But in the other vein, it kind of seems like he would say that to make it seem like he's a victim, that he's been not talking to his brother because of the things that have been said about him on the internet.
A lot of people have victim mentalities.
It's bad because he did this to himself. I mean, but people were talking about that, and I don't even really know what to think of it. I don't know if it's tea or not. I think that the whole thing with James Charles is contrived. It always has been, and it always will be. I think that the article that was written was literally for him to try to get a second chance, which was quickly denied.
Well, no, a second chance, girl.
Yeah. Oh,
well, second chance?
Yeah, like a third chance.
Girl, we're like on the fucking 6th or 7th chance. Like,
you knew what I meant.
It's been over years.
Yeah. I mean, he has shown this pattern over and time again.
Nasty.
He never changes. So, I mean, I don't know what to think of him and his brother hanging out again. I don't know if it was even a true story to begin with. I just know that it was in this article that this Gabrielle Bluestone wrote, and that was a big deal. Speaking of drama that has happened this past year, that's one of the biggest ones for me. The lady that wrote this article about James Charles.
That was one of the fun things about the drama that happened this year as well. You had that lady getting dragged for that article. Like, come on, you're trying to uncancel James Charles in that sense.
Flashback.
This article literally made my blood pressure high, and I've lost 30 pounds, so that is not good.
Yeah, the Cosmo tweet that was put out is getting the quote tweets on it.
The reaction's not good.
It's not good. And I know that people are tagging the lady that wrote the article on Twitter. Please do not send hate to her, y'all.
Yeah, no, please don't send her hate. All of this is just my opinion, and it just bothers me a little bit when somebody is a journalist and they say they're going to do all this research when there's so much stuff out there readily available online, especially like Reddit.
This is fucking giving me when
it's not good.
It's just making me think of when Jacqueline was like, oh my God, I'm on Oprah's favorites list, whatever the Oprah thing is. It's like, girl, it was a list that you literally can pay to be on.
Remember the one that did it for Jacqueline? Yeah. And it was like the Oprah's favorite things. Come on.
Yeah. Oh, that.
The Patrick Star article.
He's bringing up things that I had totally forgotten about. So apparently there was this website called Muckrack.
Flashback.
And I fell down this rabbit hole, and basically I believe this is a public relations collaborative because that's what it says on their website. Muckrack is the new standard in public relations software. Easily search for journalists, monitor news, and build reports. Now this sounds like something that a PR company would do. Now let me break down for you what the description says when I Google Muckrack and what it is. It says, Muckrack is a tool that enables users to tell their story to the media by pitching journalists on story ideas, getting alerts when journalists mention your brand or keyword, and measuring the impact of PR efforts. Journalists manage their online identity and track how their articles are shared. Okay, nothing really sounds nefarious about that except for pitching something to a journalist. Why would you pitch something to a journalist and then pay them to write a story? And we've seen people like James Charles, Patrick Star, Jacqueline Hill, all these different people pay, in my opinion, it's not even an opinion. A lot of these people have paid to have promotion because remember we had this whole thing going on with Patrick Star and Beyonce, and then we had James Charles with his Predator paints and stuff. So, I mean, there was a lot of stuff going on with that Muckrack thing. I think that was a really cool find.
Because one day Patrick Starr's information was down in the makeup artist thing with Beyonce, and then all of a sudden it was gone.
Yeah, it was gone like a thief in the night, girl.
Maybe they could pay for a certain amount of time for it to be promoted.
No, girl. What I think happened was because they was getting tagged in it, Beyonce was getting tagged in it, and I think that maybe there was some reprimands going on or something because you can't just use somebody's likeness.
Beyonce was like, what is a James Charles?
Yeah. Could you imagine if she was like,
looking into it like, oh my gosh.
Not tonight, not on my internet.
Not the kids.
Well, hell, since we're on the topic of James Charles, let's talk about his Predator paints a little bit.
Yeah. Flashback.
Today the car is all packed and I'm driving all around LA to drop off PR packages and flowers to my friends because my brand's about to launch in 2 days.
Hi, BB.
What?
James, this is so cute. Thank you, B.
And I also have a painted can.
Okay, this is
all
so
of our
cute.
goodies inside, and of course a little paint can opener.
And that's to pop it
so you
open.
can pry her open.
Have you ever opened a paint can before, JoJo?
I'm a lesbian, of course. The restraining orders are off. Who would have ever thought that you would be at my house with flowers? James, my painted princess, painted prince. We don't gender around. These are beautiful. Your makeup looks great.
Thank you.
Paint it. It is blueprint.
Oh my god, no. It's like opening a bottle, which you do a lot of.
You know it's gonna be like black and blue and brown in like 1 year. I'm gonna have it 6 years from now. I'm really proud of you. I'm 10 times more proud of Howard Gary.
Talk about Manny and his vitiligo acting up. When he was trying to like use that as an excuse as to why the Predator paints
But you
didn't
know
look
what's
on his
interesting
lids.
about that? I put it in a video maybe a few videos ago. Manny deleted that video of
Yeah.
him reviewing that. Yeah, it's gone. I really can't imagine
wonder
why.
why.
He still has other videos of him reviewing James's products up.
Yeah.
But when James Charles launched the first initial, like the paints and the tubes, there was a lot of people saying that there was like contaminants and things. And then through some sourcing and people telling me things in my ear, I found out that this was allegedly produced at a makeup manufacturer that had had issues in the past.
Is it
girl.
Prisha?
Yeah.
A lot of shit goes down at Prisha.
Yeah.
Does.
I think this could be a faulty one. It's just okay.
The white one did come like a little bit busted, as did these three. But as you can see, like some of the caps came with like paint squirted out. It's supposed to have like, this seal is supposed to be like, oh, see?
So James Charles really got dragged for that. I don't see no end in sight for that with James Charles and this brand. I think the more successful he becomes, but James Charles is doing something that Peter Mom pointed out to me that I didn't know about. He's promoting his makeup in other markets, like not just in America. Like he's doing it around the world. James Charles is never gonna stop, and he's never gonna like pay for the things that he's done.
Speaking of James Charles real quick, let's talk about Tana Moser real quick because she was on the Steamies and she was sitting up there wearing her like I Love Trisha Paytas t-shirt. She was trying to say apparently that people were like booing her on stage because of this Trisha Paytas shirt. Like it didn't go over the way that she thought it was gonna go. Girl, they were booing you because you have still not said shit about James Charles. Literally took back basically what you said about him because you want to remain cordial because you see each other at parties. So that's the reason they were booing you, girl. It had nothing to do with the
That's
Trisha
so
thing.
lame to me. Like Tana was so vocal about him in the past. She literally said out of her own mouth that he hurts kids. Her words, not mine. Why would you want to be associated with that? She tweeted out the other day what her and I think Brooke is her name should talk about on their next podcast. And I was like, well, how about you saying you're cordial with James, girl? Like, and then people came at me, and I'm like, you do realize that she is affiliated with him and she has been so vocal about him and the things that he's done and admitted to. Why would you want to be associated with that?
Literally befriended the guy, like one of them that he had a shit ton of drama with.
Yeah, Gage,
before
right?
the Tati shit. Yes. So
I bet they're not even friends anymore.
Probably not. I wonder if they're cordial.
Probably
She likes
not.
to remain that way.
Well, I mean, you know, he's too old for James, so you don't have to worry about him now.
But what was your favorite drama from this year?
Well, let's see.
Because I feel like-
Lashgate was one of them.
I was thinking Lashgate. Like I was like, what was like the most like exciting to talk about? Well, not exciting, but like what was the most like fun to just like sit there and see over and over again?
I like that one because there were so many people that chimed in during Lashgate.
Yeah.
We have beauty influencers that are never involved in drama talking about it. Remember, Kathleen Lights came out. There was a whole bunch of people. I think Bailey Sarian talked about it. Manny talked about it and dragged her, but he then went on to kiss her ass. I think Laura talked about it too, and she does the same thing. It's just weird. The beauty community is so weird. It's not what it used to be because people used to be held accountable. Now they're not anymore.
I really do think that like sometime in January, probably on the day that Lashgate happened, that is when Mikayla is going to finally announce this like lash thing that she's been doing. How she's been wearing the lab samples. She has a surprise for everyone. And you know what? I'm not mad at it. I can't be. Get your bag, girl. I mean, her audience is okay with the lies. They see nothing wrong with it. I don't know. But you know what? At least it wasn't like if she's going to lie like that. I'm trying not to make an excuse for the situation, but I am, I guess, a little bit. Like, at least it was a product that people were saying was actually good. So she wasn't lying to people about a shit product.
Well, I don't know about that, girl. Remember, we went in Target after that, and they had empty things, but bins and bins full of returns.
Yeah, but I think that was because a lot of people were pissed off about the lie. I don't know. People wanted to try it.
We just talked about that in my last video. She has the nerve to be upset that people are questioning if she's lying to them or not.
Girl, she's trying to get the attention somewhere else. That's what that was. Yes, I totally think.
You think the beauty blender thing was sponsored?
Yes, I do.
I don't know if I think it was.
I do. Well, no, I don't think that it was like sponsored, but I do think that they're going to come back and all of a sudden you're going to see like paid partnership or something underneath it, or there's going to be some kind of collaboration coming soon with Mikayla and Beauty Blender.
You know what's really interesting? People, I think Code Deb tagged me in on Instagram. She made a really good point. Mikayla's supposed to be friends with James, right? And I hate everything revolves around fucking James. But he was at her wedding and all of that, so apparently they're pals.
What?
He had his own beauty sponge, girl.
Oh, he does have a beauty sponge.
I'm surprised that James Charles didn't pay for that spot. Look at what he did to HRH Collection. I would love to know what he paid her.
She got dragged but like she gets
And she
dragged a lot on
deserved
social
it.
media, but
That's something else. That was a funny drama this year because HRH was getting her ass scooted
I didn't
across the
expect
pavement.
that collaboration.
It came out of nowhere,
didn't.
honestly. I figured that she would be somebody that was not into the things that James Charles has done, but it came out of nowhere,
didn't.
honestly. I figured that she would be somebody that was not into the things that James Charles has done, but
It's a little weird.
I mean, she's a piece of shit too, though. She really, truly is a piece of shit. The things that she says about disabled people, like, no. Another drama that was kind of like my favorite this year, and it's not just because it involves me, it was me getting some shit off of my chest, is when I made the video that I made about Here for the Tea and all that drama that I put into that video. Those people, and still to this day, some of the people that I included in that video are still gunning for us. Like, I'm not going anywhere, bitch. I'm never leaving. You're not ever going to get rid of me. And honestly, I mean, that video that I posted where I talked about all the shit and I even had Smoky Glow in it, right? Like, that was liberating to me because that was shit that I had built up for years that I wanted to get out into the open. And you know what? I don't normally air people out that way, but that was cathartic for me.
You know, I do think it's nice that Smoky Glow is back to posting them. It was a good long while. It was.
Anyway, no.
It was.
Next. I hate that we keep bouncing around like topics and stuff, and we were just talking about Mikayla, but I wanted to bring up when she started getting called out for like paid sponsored versus not paid sponsored after the fact. This year really exposed a lot of people. We had Alex Earl doing that shit. We had Glamzilla doing that shit. Laura Leach is really good for a sponsored video that's not disclosed.
Well, Manny was the one that put it on, like, everybody on blast by saying that people do fish over there. And then you had Glamzilla, you know, after the Mikayla Lashgate thing
Do you remember when
happened.
she was giving away gift cards and telling people to go buy her shit?
Yeah. Well, no, what she was doing was she would like show the hot fire like thing that she had with nude sticks, and then she would be like, "What is some like makeup products that you want to have like this year?" And everybody would be like, "Oh my God, your nude stick, of course!" And she's like, "I'm sending you a gift card."
I feel like we talked about Glamzilla for a lot for a minute, and then it was just like nowhere.
I don't know where she went.
She's
I don't know.
like MIA.
I enjoyed talking about Glamzilla. She seems fun.
She doesn't come across my FYP much anymore, but she came across the other day, and she is looking really good.
No, she is.
She's looking really, really good. So good for her. I hope that she has a good new year. I think out of most of the people that we talk about, she seems like she would actually be like one of the nicer ones.
Girl, I saw that Alex Earl was giving up alcohol for 30 days. She said that she was, because I guess people do like 70 days or 71 something, and she said that's too long to try to commit to something. So it's like a whole thing. She's going to like vlog everything.
Do you think she'll make it? I mean,
I think she will.
I mean, at least it's completely by choice. I mean, it's not like she gets blackout drunk every weekend.
She seems great. No, she's.
But is she not the girl that was talking about how she gets IVs because she gets so hungover so she can catch the next flight to go to the next city to do the next party?
I think that was her, but that's every influencer.
Girl.
That's not every influencer.
I mean, I'm not judging because you can live your life how you want to live, but I can't imagine that she feels good.
Like in my early 20s, I drank a lot, so I get it. But now, like looking back on it and like being older and like not drinking, like rarely fucking ever, I can't imagine doing it again. And that's why on New Year's Eve tonight, I will just be smoking bowls. What do you know about dabs? I will be dabbing tonight at midnight.
Yes,
I will.
Certainly so.
Maybe we should do like a live stream or something right before midnight.
We do have a busy night. You know, we got to film our podcast. For you guys that don't know, I know we've said this before, but we're bringing the podcast back, and the first thing that we're going to talk about is it's a pretty deep topic.
The situation, you guys know already.
Nick's been posting about it because, like, he's ready to air his
I've been
grievances.
responding.
Yeah, you have been responding. Everything that you've had to talk about is because someone else ran their mouth and told a bunch of lies.
And you know what's so crazy is last night after my video went up, the one that literally had their name in the title and said, like, leave us the fuck alone, because that's what she needs to do.
That's literally all I want. Like, leave my name out of your mouth.
And I am not
I'm not going to get into it because
it would give too much information away, and we said we'd keep the person anonymous, but that was so hurtful to me that I have never in my life felt the betrayal that I have felt out of this situation.
Disgusting.
So I am ready to talk about it. You're not going to lie on me. You're not going to lie on Nick.
Also, Rosalie Delgado is going to be on there. Our friend Vanessa, who is actually an ex-employee who got fired for, it literally started because she waxed her pussy.
No, literally.
No, you guys, literally.
This is not hyperbole.
It's not. So she'll be on there telling her story. There's going to be Julie. My Shitty Reviews is going to be on there.
Paige and
Gaz are going to be on there. Majority of the people that were around when all of this went down are going to all come together, and we're going to discuss this because
once and for all.
This is just so fucking insane, y'all.
I feel like my life, the past 4 months has been a Lifetime movie. I swear to God. I feel like my life has been, over the past several years, we've been uprooted time and time again, but this just blows my mind. I never imagined that in 48 hours we would just have to pick up and leave where we live.
Literally.
After what we
it
had
wasn't 48 hours. It was 4 days.
Well, I mean, you know what I mean. The last 48 hours were hell.
Yeah.
Packing our things.
No, the whole 4 days for me were fucking hell because psychotic doesn't even
absolutely
begin to
delusional
describe
fucking behavior,
any of this.
But from a person that I held in such a high regard, that I looked at as a mother figure, and now
I never did.
I did because
I never did. I didn't say that in my video, but that is something that really fucking irked me. Don't ever think that you would be on the level with my fucking mother, someone that I actually fucking respect and somebody that I actually fucking loved. But ugh. It really fucking irked me. I think they look at me as a mother figure. Fuck no. Fuck no.
That's such an insult to my mother, and I feel I'm ashamed now that I ever even said that or even kind of made that comparison to that person.
And another thing that this person was going around telling people that was confirmed to us again last night is that apparently everyone is scared of me. Yeah. They're fucking scared of me, and Dustin cowers.
I cower to you.
You do.
Ooh,
oh my gosh.
I'm scared, Nick. I'm so scared.
Fucking crazy. To think that everybody just woke up one day, all of her closest friends, and decided we're gonna turn on her.
Girl,
we don't like her anymore, so we're just gonna turn on her. To is me, the craziest thing.
That, in my opinion, is sociopathy, girl. That is a sociopath.
Well,
but you guys, I'm sorry this video went in that direction. I wanted to come on here and kind of recap some of my favorite dramas from this past year, and I hope I gave you that. I know it was a bit all over the place. If you want to hear our podcast, it will be linked in the down bar for you guys to check out. It's going to be a shit show.
It'll be out within the next couple of days because it's going to be a long one. It is going to be long. I debated if we should split it up into different episodes, but then a lot of people are like, no, just put it into one because people love really long podcasts. So I know when I did the 2 hour long video, I was burnt out. It took me a week.
It was awful.
It was a week, y'all. It was I think it was just having to relive all of that and actually talk about it because I did not want to talk about it, even though people are they did this because they wanted to.
And you know what my favorite comments are is, now, Nick, your content, your content is dedicated to this one person. Do you know the amount of videos that are on that channel? Yeah. So make the percentages work, girl.
Stupid. So I hope everyone has a happy new year.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah. 2024. It's going to be good for everyone.
It is.
It is. Everyone.
If you guys made it this far, leave me your favorite emoji down below. I don't have anyone specific.
Most used emoji for 2023.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess that would be kind of hard to do, but leave us one of your most frequently used
Everyone knows what their most used emoji is.
I'm going to wind up with a bunch of devils down there.
I like the upside down smiley face.
I like the one that looks like it's smoking, because it has the smoke around it. That's my favorite. But I hope you guys have an amazing new year, and we will see you all in my next video.
Bye.
Bye, guys.